Hey everybody, Star 6 Wars 1 here, and welcome to a bit of a different video. For today's video, we are taking a look at a visual novel sent to me by YouTuber Crimson Knight, called Always the Same Blue Sky. Now, Crimson Knight sent me this and asked me to review it. Well, Crimson Knight, your wish has been granted. After a few problems for my computer, thank you, Virus Protection Program. So, because this is actually the very first visual novel I've ever played, I can honestly say that this will be a bit of a different experience of what to talk about. So, I'll do my best to continue in my normal form, but I might go on a few rants here and there. I'll try not to, though. Alright, first up, let's start off with the story, which is unfortunately this visual novel's biggest problem. I'm going to start off with a few points. Number one, it's it's spouting out its beliefs, like environmentalist message. And I'll point this out right now. First and foremost, that message has been done to death. It's one of the other problems I actually had with Pokemon Forever, so do not worry, that's not a problem on just his front, that's a problem I have with the environmentalist message in general. It's been done to death, especially when it's a blatant one. And as for the spouting beliefs, I had the same problem in Neon Genesis Evangelion, trying to spout out its beliefs but not make me believe them. That's problem one with the story. Problem two. How much time passes between one part of the story from another? We never know. It could be as short as days or as long as months. And it's really hard to tell. It almost feels like something was skipped. I don't mind time skips, but you need to make a rhyme or reason, and we'll get into this time skip problem more when I get into characters. Third, this visual novel only has one ending. Now, okay, for a normal video game like a platformer, that's pretty normal, run of the mill. But for an RPG or visual novel, I would prefer either multiple endings or to have the story rather interesting. I think making only just one ending was not the best choice, especially since visual novels can be so expansive with them. I'm not saying make like 20 endings, but maybe like 2 or 3 would be okay. And I'll be honest here, it's too short. The story here is very short, very straightforward. Okay, again, I could buy this with some games, but not others. This is the latter. It's way too short a story, and I think needed to be longer. Also, maybe flesh out the characters more with it. Speaking of which, let's go to characters. There's only 2. The main love interest named Kara, I think, and you. First and foremost, let's go into problem number 1 with that. Okay, I don't care if they're background characters. Add more characters. Having just 2 doesn't work. You can work with a small cast, but only 2? Really? And for a visual novel, no less. Okay, I've not seen how visual novels are created. I know very little about this department of gaming. But I know you can make more background characters. I don't even care if it's like 3 or 4 characters. That's fine. It's just the 2 that we have also lack development because of the game's short time span. Which you can finish this game in around like 30 minutes. I did. So I'm going to say that once, and unfortunately the main love interest comes off as unlikable. I feel like the creator of it thought of her as like this sympathetic goddess. No offense if that was not your intention. And do not worry, this is a problem that has occurred in many other places as well, notably in Doctor Who with Rose Tyler from Russell T Davies. I can just hear the fanboy screaming right now. No offense. And I'm sorry to say this, the love interest thing was not believable. Again, I think this has to do with the visual novel being too short. Though I can say that I think the main character, the U character, became interested in her way too soon. But again, I'm more so attributing that to short story. Oh, I did not mean to make this review sound all that negative. Don't worry, we're getting into some positives. The artwork. I should point out the artwork here isn't the best I've seen. I've seen much better. But you know what? For what it's worth, I actually think it's rather good. And I think the artists should keep up what they're doing, because you can only get better with experience. So I have high hopes for the art here. And the music? Okay, I'm gonna say it's more background-ish, and that's not always my type of music. But I guess I could go with it's not that bad either. So I'm gonna say definitely keep it up, because I think you could probably do great things with it. And the last positive thing I want to talk about, no sexual content. Okay, I know this is like for people that normally watch my reviews to be like a, well, duh. But here's the thing. I've noticed that a lot of visual novels tend to be, well,
hentai games.
Yeah, so I'll be very honest here. Seeing a visual novel with no sexual content is rather nice. I actually like that. I would prefer if more visual novels would do that. Because Overall, I wish I could be more positive with this review. Because I do think these guys that created this have potential to do better and better. It's just for their first outing, I don't necessarily think this is a very good visual novel. And again, this isn't coming from someone who's played visual novels before. This is my first visual novel. This is coming from an anime and a gamer, an otaku and a gamer, who has been around the anime games for a very long time. So I'm sorry to say that this isn't all that good a visual novel. But I definitely think keep it up. I think only experience can make things better. I give Always the Same Blue Sky a 3 out of 10. Again, aside from the artwork, music, and no sexual content, I think the story and characters are rather badly done. And as many of you all know, characters is one of my very big high points. And if characters are ruined, then essentially this can be a very difficult thing to do. But again, keep up the works, and I think you can only get better with experience. Anyways, that's all from me. This has been Star 6 Wars 1. and I'll see you guys next time.